Welcome back. I'm Nicole Butler Vegas at the Days of the Dead. I'm always going to thank John Stiles from WWDBTV. I'm here today with a real special talent that works really hard. And I've been working with him on a lot of sets. I just want to say thank you, John Potash, for just being amazing altogether. And people don't know, but I don't toot people's horns, do I? I'm very call it how I see it. There's a lot to share because you've been working very hard in a lot of different directions, but you always show up and you always perform and you're always a team player. So
always.
Awesome man here.
Work ethic is everything.
Yeah. So can you share a little bit about how you started in showbiz? And then also, I know it's a lot because you've done a lot. Just little steps of what you did and then the kind of the direction that took you to where you are on this platform of a talent. I know you're like, what's going on, Nicole? You are there, John.
No, I will try to sum it up as best I can because this story can drag on for a very long time. But I'll start with my first introduction into the industry at all was, of course, with new animals. I did a lot of animal presentations, permits for certain animals that people can look up online and see, hey, I need this animal. Oh, this guy has permits. And that just kind of started off slowly, like with a documentary and some photo shoots for magazines and ended up getting a small thing with a rattlesnake in a feature film. And it all kind of really started. There's a couple launching points. One of them was when I actually got hired to come down here and do bring some rattlesnakes for a shoot with David Blaine, which was kind of a big deal.
No,
That was
that skill. And you have the permits and you did your homework the right way. You did everything you need to do to have that platform to launch off.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it led to there. And then another big stepping stone was doing a music video for White Snake when they were doing a comeback music video. And that one introduced me to the team who filmed it. And from there, it just kind of started transpiring. I got a lot more animal work. Where the getting in front of the screen really took off was a few years ago. I was helping out a guy who came from Baltimore, Maryland. His name's Alvin Gray. He came to where I live and he was looking for some extras and some people who wanted to help out. Low budget indie.
We usually start off as background extras, and that's nothing wrong with that. I would still do it now. I'm very humble.
I mean, I love background roles. They're fun. So I'm helping him out, PAing, doing whatever he needs, run slate, hold lights, move stuff, whatever.
You hear what he's saying? Whatever people need, he stepped up and did it. Gold.
Exactly.
Yep.
You just do what needs to be done. And then it just turned out one day somebody didn't show up for a part, and he said, you got the look. Do you mind doing it? Little did I know I'd be wrestling somebody in his underwear, but still. It was actually a very fun shoot. And that really kind of gave me a little bit of that bug about being in front of the camera. I was like, oh man, this is a lot of fun. And then I ended up pitching him a scene again with a rattlesnake. He'd never even thought of it. I mean, this guy was afraid of everything. A dragonfly would fly overhead and he'd duck and be like, what is it? Yeah, he was not a fan of the desert. So talking him into something with a rattlesnake was a little interesting, but he ended up saying yes. We ended up doing the scene, probably one of the more prominent scenes in the whole movie because it's just so fun. And that's where it all started. And then people saw it. People started noticing that he'd contact me. And then really, I think the next launching point that led me to where I am today was you. When we started talking about Desert Fiends.
So that I got caught off guard. Okay. Oh.
Yeah, so we started talking about Desert Fiends, and that I think.
Yeah, but I really didn't.
That was to me that is the launching point that has led me to where I am today. Because as you explained to me on many levels, it opens doors. It gives you experience. It gives you reels. It introduces you to the right people.
That's true.
And everything you said was true. Actually, probably more than you even let on.
What did she say? You know what? John took the time. Oh, there's a lot of Johns here. I know. Not you, John. John Stiles took the time too, but John Potash actually got a hold of me, and I explained everything that I could possibly know on my own experience for almost 4 years now. And I said, this worked for me. It could probably work for you. And then you went with it, and you step forward into all these different areas now. I'm glad it worked for you too.
Yeah, it really did. It was kind of surreal to me coming to this convention. I was talking with Jason Horton, and I mentioned, hey, have you ever considered conventions?
I'm just doing that while you're talking now.
Oh, for sure. And he says, no, not really. And he's like, well, maybe I will. And I guess he talked to some other people and found out how good of exposure this can be for a movie. And since he didn't really do it with this movie, Craving, he
You
did.
know about Craving?
I do know about
Good.
Craving. I was not in that one, but I'm familiar with it.
This one you can buy.
Yes, and it is on streaming as well.
Good. Yes, right there.
And he said he didn't really give it the attention he should have. When he finished that one, he kind of went into the next one.
Sometimes you don't know though, because when you're
Exactly.
a director, you can't be pulling all the directions or you're going to fall short. So they're going to need some main producers or people that know how to market, that do care about the independent filmmaking, that can make it happen. I didn't know him though that well, and okay, fine, confession time. But I don't know somebody or they're close people I don't like. I kind of like block them or get them off Facebook. But that's something I have to work on. I understand. And other people are like just rolling their eyes like, yeah, that's Nicole for you. But he's a really amazing talent, and he took the time too. And I really do love people that are actually genuine and good. But sometimes I'm worried because I don't know if they're good or not yet. So I get
I
very.
understand it's hard sometimes.
But you got to be part of the hard place. I see all these stickers here too. You've been going to town.
I got this for my mother. She bought the hat at the Reno screening of this movie, and we got like 3 signatures there. And then she's like, "Take it with you and get the rest." I just got Felissa Rose to finish it off for the weekend.
See,
I did get to work with Felissa. She is absolutely amazing. Yeah, Rachel.
So
Rachel is an amazing talent.
Yeah.
Um,
She starred in it. You want to zoom in and just start talking about her?
yeah, so I met Rachel on A Hard Place. I did see her in Craving, but I just learned about one of Jason's earlier works called The Campus, and I was watching that 2 nights ago in the hotel room. Another amazing movie from Jason, and getting to watch her work, and she's just again, she's so sweet, amazing to work with.
I see being blood. Sorry.
I mean, that's always a bonus in this industry, right? You got
Like, do you like
bathe me in blood. All right, sure, why not?
Give me some kind of blood. But I know he's working really hard, and I'm glad that he took the opportunity to have a booth, so I got to know him. And if you don't have a booth, or you don't put yourself out there, you won't really get to connect with him.
Exactly. And when he said he was going to be here, I rearranged my schedule. I was like, I'm coming with you so we can do this. And it's just
That you did, John, because I was
I'm
like,
so
oh,
happy.
John, you're going to his table, not mine. But it actually is a team effort.
It is.
And when you get to know somebody, then you do. I have a trust now, so he better not break it. I trust you. Like if somebody said that, I would have believed them on
Thank you.
anything. But there's only a handful of people because you took that time to really get to know me and everything.
Right.
But not everybody. Like, well, we'll see. I'm on the fence on that one. But when they show me they have that hard work and dedication, and they really have a compassion for their whole film, I love
Right.
that.
Yeah. And, I think that the work ethic is really, really important, as you said earlier.
You're sure? Sure. And do you know the website? Because he's not here with us.
Yeah. You can-
Okay.
Yeah. I believe it's available. I don't know if his IGG is still up for this, but yeah, the shirts are available.
So there's open theater. What's
Yeah,
wrong?
so he decided to do a theatrical tour, which I think is a fantastic idea. And so the first showing was in Ohio, Dayton, Ohio, where the movie was filmed, and that was January 12th. Had a great turnout, great showing, and I want to say it said there was 130 or more people there.
I know how.
And then the second showing was in Reno, so I arranged that one, kind of putting on the producer hat.
I think it was like 4 hours. If this wasn't
It's about 7.
Huh?
It's about 7 hours.
7 hours from
Yeah.
now? Well, that's even longer than I thought. I've been like driving. I'm like, where am I?
Yeah, it's a long drive, but that's why I flew.
For the film that you're in. So
Oh, for sure,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, and we did that screening. That was a good turnout in Reno. I know he said he has a few throughout the Midwest.
we're also gonna bring up other things out too.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
You've been in other films.
Of course. Like,
And you play. We'll get to that. I do love you, Sean C. Phillips. So you're also on Michael and Sonny Mahal's Alien Horde.
yes.
Play multiple roles.
Yeah, I had
Yeah.
4 different roles in that one. I played.
What was that like?
Oh, it was amazing. That was such a good time on set. Really, I always have a good time on set, even if things aren't going the way they're supposed to. You just roll with it. You do what got to be done. Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. It was very interesting for me. It was the first time playing that many different roles. Now, 2 of them were aliens in masks, which is very challenging, by the way.
really detailed masks though. They're not just like these plastic putovers. I mean,
Oh yeah, yeah. No, they are
everything.
they are intense masks. Spending hours in those is a lot of fun. Trying to talk in them is even more challenging.
But you
But
did it.
of
Because
course,
they were impressed by it. They were telling me in the background, like Brandon Slagle is doing the editing too.
right?
You
He's
know
amazing.
that?
I did know that.
Yeah, I know a lot of things, John. It just depends if I meet up with you or not, and then I share, but then I forget if I don't.
Oh yeah, no, there's so much going on. I understand.
I'm definitely going for that red carpet event.
Oh, I'm so looking forward to that one.
That's gonna be a big one. You're gonna have to have more than one theater, Michael and Sunny Mahal. More than one theater, because this one's gonna be a big one. Don't let everybody. Like,
This I have a really good gut feeling that Alien Horde is going to be kind of above and beyond. Because really, what I happened is they had this premiere for Arena Wars here.
I
And
liked it.
and I came down for it, and I was so impressed. And then when I found out, it was the same team doing Alien Horde.
I said if it wasn't Brandon, I'd probably be like, oh, maybe next time. But Brandon Slagle's really good.
Exactly, he's amazing.
He treats everybody really well. He gets right to the point. He had 25 pages, sometimes a day. He
Right.
was doing. So when people were like, he had 15, I was like, well, I know a director that could do it for 25, and he was doing it. So
Right.
yeah, I was like, I know people.
He's very focused, and he knows what he wants and what he likes, and I love that.
And then we'll get to the not super good stuff like compared to others. Everybody's is good, but I have a little special place for the good stuff in my life here. Desert Beans, which is releasing April 8th,
Hey.
finally. I was hoping they'd do it in December. I want to say thank you, Gravitas Ventures. Thank you, Sean C. Phillips and Ethan Phillips, and Eric Yoder and Monique for the special effects, Guthrie for the sound, A1C for Nick, and Cameron is cinematographer.
Right.
And then we're doing Skate to Hell, which is really fun.
That was so much fun. I love that one.
That was a good one. It was hard on me that I had 9 locations again, but
Right.
everything else that fell into place because it's very creative. It was very creative. I had some problems,
It
but
worked really well.
yeah, there's always hiccups on sets, but I can't wait for that one. We had the official trailer out. And then we have Desert Beats 2, so we had to prep all that work, but more gore, more disgustingness. I know, more. I want more, so I'm always like,
That's the world we live in.
I'm like, that's not enough. Like, to where it shocks me, because I've seen enough in my life, so I'm like, yeah, I see real, like, dead bodies. I'm like, more. That doesn't look real enough to me, but I like the creativity
Yeah.
with everything. And then also Star Motel 3.
Motel
But
3.
you played a couple characters, I think.
Well,
You had a tutu. He had a tutu on. Saying, what is it?
yeah. I got to wear the tutu. That was actually funny because I needed a different clown, and since the first clown I had kind of a half face mask on, I was able to do the other clown. That whole thing was put together in 5 minutes, and Joseph let me bring a rattlesnake for a scene and a tarantula.
The tarantula and the I was afraid of rattlesnakes, not real snakes. I say real snakes, not the snakes that will kill you.
Yes,
Gardener's
yes.
good for me, or a python, but something that can kill me, and I don't know how long it takes, but I'm good.
It's definitely not for everyone.
Rattle on a snake, or is that animal abuse?
Do what?
Fake rattle? Can we custom make it at the tail, make it like a rattle, but it's not?
It probably wouldn't work too well, but interestingly enough, I was talking about having my own booth at some of these things. I wanted to see if I could bring something like a rattlesnake, and the reason is because
Rattlesnake.
people don't realize that is an option available. So I got hit up for through the Nevada Film Commission. I have an ad up on there, and somebody said, "Hey, we need a snake." And of course, I always ask questions like, "What's the scene? What's the actions? What do you need?" And they told me, and I said, what would be really cool for that would be a rattlesnake. And they said, well, that's what we were thinking, but we were just going to dub in the audio of a rattle behind, the snake. And I said, why not use a real rattlesnake? They're like, that's a thing. Can we do that? And I explained it to them how, I've been doing this for 35 years. I know how to do it safely. I've never had anybody bitten, including myself. Knock on wood. Yep. There's wood under here somewhere. There we go. Found the wood. And so once they realized that, they were just thrilled. Like, oh my God, we can have a real live rattlesnake on here. And I've done it multiple times for a lot of productions.
But so I think you would have things to showcase, like how we have that, and then have maybe a tarantula or something like that. I don't. You would have to ask. Special permission ahead of time. I think it'd be possible. And you have a lot of movies that are coming out, and you. I think it would be a good combination. I know Lee Wydell, original Ghostface, reached out to you
Yeah.
about an owl. So I think now that you put that foundation on, it makes it easier because you're
It does.
credible. But it's in the beginning, they're like, "Who are you?" There's 10 million people.
Right.
Work harder.
Work
Like, oh,
harder,
no,
get
okay, I'm gonna
recognized.
work harder.
And,
lot
you know,
harder.
in this industry, it's important to have something to offer. You know, as we've all heard a million times, you know, actors are a dime a dozen. There's actors everywhere. We can always find somebody to fill a role.
I do care for the look. I guess.
Yeah, look is important. You know, skill is important. But again, showing up and putting out, and you know, putting up, it's important. But I feel like the animal thing kind of allows me to have something that's a little more unique than what most people can offer. In fact, it was 2 days ago, I was at the Lion Habitat Ranch looking at how they have a photo area set up to where we can film the scene with a lion. So, I mean, the world's your oyster. You know, all this is,
How close would you be to that lion?
well, because of rules and regulations and laws, you know, there's some things logistics we got to work out. You're actually very close, but there is a physical barrier.
I'd be like closer. I'd be like closer. Okay, like don't look scared. Like I look scared. I would look.
I was gonna say, just a few years ago, we were able to actually interact with the animals, and I mean, I've got a million pictures like that.
Or something.
Yeah, Rusenmore, they shut down. You know,
But how can people reach you? How can they connect with you? Please. This is now the important part where we're.
sure.
Hello, viewers.
So, my email is john@officialjohnpotash.com. You can reach me there. If you don't remember that, just look me up on IMDb. There are 2 John Potashes on there. I am not the one who wrote about Tupac. I'm the other one.
Oh, first one that pulled
An author that did some stuff. Yeah. So I am the other one. And or look me up on social media, Facebook, Instagram. Just look me up, John Potash, Potash, and you will find me on there.
No, he's been in a lot of work. I back him 100%. So if there's anybody, I usually, if they're like, do you back me up? Like, and then we're going to cut. But I do back him. So hopefully no one puts me on the spot ever like that because I trust
I
you.
appreciate that.
You have skill. You have good work ethic.
Thank you.
So John Potash, stay tuned for some more.